everybody. Good to see you. We have a lot of people registered for this webinar. So whether you're watching it live or on a recording later, I'm so glad you're here. Rodrigo, if you can give me the ability to share screen, awesome. And then favor, just a quick little favor to ask you all. If you're able to turn your cameras on, I would love to see your faces. If not, that's okay. Patricia, thank you for smiling at me. Also, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. One quick thing before we jump in, I'm going to ask for your grace today. I am recovering from pneumonia. And I taught a webinar maybe an hour ago and I kept coughing. So I'm going to do my best to not cough at you. So if I suddenly disappear, mute, go silent, just bear with me, okay? And I'll be back as fast as I can. But hopefully we'll be fine. So the goal for today is to talk through the new program, Mega Lead Conversion 2.0. Some of you here I know have taken the program before, so it's exciting to see you back. And some of you have never taken the program, and this is your first time hearing about it. So I'm going to dive in pretty quickly. And the goal of today is I'm going to go through real quick what's new, what's different, and then also what's the same, because we kept a lot of elements that people love. And then I'm going to show you the client portal, kind of show you what that looks like, and then we'll open it up for questions. So it's a pretty casual hangout, get to know you here. If you would, in the chat box, I'd love to know your role and where you're from. And then also what caught your interest in the program. So there's a reason you're here. What was it that caught your eye about the program? All right, while you're typing in, I'll go ahead and share screen. Do y'all like my screen? I spent some time last night. I was probably high on drugs from, not bad drugs, guys, from pneumonia. But last night I'm on the couch and I'm like, what kind of gifts can we find? And I was like, I'm thinking about this way too much. So there you go. I love this page, so I'm just going to leave it here for a minute. But Mega Lead Conversion has been running since 2020. And we always do client surveys of what do you love? What do you think could be different? What would make it better? And we've really made Mega Lead Conversion 2.0 in response to that, as well in response to what's happening in the market. So what we've done is we've totally revamped it. We've kept some topics. We've added some new ones, and I'll show you what those are in just a minute. And we've actually doubled the content. So I'm excited about that. Do you ever work hard on something and then you feel really proud of it? Like you feel good offering it to clients? Have you ever had that happen maybe in your real estate business where there's a program and you just feel really good putting it out there? That's how I feel about this. So I'm excited to show it to you. So let me go ahead and show you what it used to be, and then we'll talk through what it is today. So what Mega Lead Conversion used to be, and some of you know because you were in that program, it's 3 hours of training a month, or used to be 3 hours of training a month. One moment. So sorry, guys. I'm going to work hard not to cough, but I may not be able to help it. All right. So what it used to be was 3 hours a week, sorry, 3 hours a month. And what we would do is record everything, put it in the client portal for replay. And it was $199. You paid it once per month. And that's basically it. And it was a good program. We've had a lot of feedback from that program. And in fact, we've had people take that program. Some people have taken it 3, 4, and 5 times. So that tells you it was delivering good content and helping people in their business. But I also like to level up, and I like to constantly be just refining. That kind of fits my personality. We've got everything going on with the market. We've had a lot of client surveys. So here's what we've changed it to now. So here's what the program launching on November 13th consists of now. And let me take a drink real quick. Okay, what it is now. So now it is 6 hours of content a month. So we've doubled the amount of hours of content. What that looks like, and I'll break it down for you, is we have our 3 live trainings per month, which is similar to what we had before. So basically 3 weeks a month, we'll do a live training. It's an hour long on Wednesday. We will record it. So a common question we get is, what if I'm not there? What if it's a schedule conflict? We've even had people from other countries where the time zone just doesn't work. And that's all completely fine. We record everything. So you'll be able to get those trainings, no problem. What we've added is 2 extra help calls a month. So I've had attention in my heart for a while, because sometimes, at the end of every class, we have 15 minutes for questions, 10, 15 minutes. And sometimes people ask questions and I'm like, oh, that's a good question, but that's probably like another hour training. And we're in the last 5 minutes of class. And so what I've done to help with that is twice a month now, we're going to have an extra help call. And it's basically hop on and whatever you want to talk about is what we will talk about. As long as it relates to lead gen and lead conversion, we'll talk about it. Now, those calls are not recorded because it's people coming with maybe challenges in their business. So that one you want to be live for. And of course, it's not required. It's there if you need it. So if you want to come, great. If that's not for you, that's fine. But I think that's going to be really powerful. We can practice dialogues. We can talk strategies. Maybe you have a question about something that's not going to be taught for another month. Well, if you bring it to the extra help call, we can go ahead and jump in and deal with it. So that's the beauty of that. We've also added, and I'm really excited about this, one expert interview a month. So one moment. I'm so sorry, guys. If you joined late and missed it, I have pneumonia. So that's what's going on here. Okay, one expert interview a month. And my heart with that is the week that we're not doing a live training, I still want you to get content. And I think it's great to hear from people with different perspectives, different talents, different perspectives. There's a lot of inspiring people out there. And so I've already started to curate a list for that. I've already got 4 to 5 people in the wings that want to be interviewed and that I want to interview them. So we're going to have one expert interview a month, and that'll be released on the week that we don't have a live training for you to watch on your own schedule. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I've got some pretty awesome people that I've reached out to, and I'm very excited. That's probably I don't know if the extra help calls or the interview are my favorite thing because I like them both a whole lot. Okay, the other thing we're going to do, if you notice, it says 6+ hours of content a month. The other thing I'm going to do, in addition to, we've already got 6 hours here. We've got 3 live trainings, 2 extra help calls, an expert interview. But also, I have felt a tension as an instructor of, okay, I can only teach so much at a time, and I don't want you to drink from a fire hose. But I also don't want you to wait 3 months to learn how to track numbers, right? So what I'm going to do now is each month, and it's going to be kind of depending on the market, what kind of questions are popping up. I'm going to each month release a little bank of on-demand videos so you do not have to wait to get content. So for example, as we lead into the holidays, there will be some on-demand videos on how to deal with holiday objections. Now, in the actual program, we're going to talk about objections, but I don't want you to have to wait to know how to deal with holiday objections. So I'll do a little mini on-demand and dump that into the client portal. So I don't know what those topics will be all the time. I have made a list of what makes sense to release when, but I'm also going to be sensitive to if every week in class, 5 people are asking about a particular thing, that might become an on-demand video, okay? So when we sum it up, we've got 6 hours of content a month. What that looks like is the 3 live trainings per month, which is similar to what we've always had. But now we have 2 extra help calls per month, 1 expert interview a month. And again, the list that I'm gathering is pretty exciting. And then there's monthly market-specific on-demand videos. And again, I'll be pretty sensitive to what I'm hearing in class. We've also changed pricing. So you now have 2 options. It was $199 a month, pay month to month, and that was the only option. Now it's $197 a month, or if you want to pay upfront for the whole program. We used to get asked that a bit and we just didn't have the option. So now we have that option. And what's funny, of everyone who has signed up, 75% of people are just paying upfront. So that's a very popular option. I'm glad we've added it. I can't find the mute button fast enough. So again, so sorry. Aren't you glad I'm not contagious through the computer? So 10% with a one-time payment is an option, but I also know for some people that might be a lot out of the gate. So you do have the option to do month to month, and it is a 6-month program. I see your question, Sherry. It's a 6-month program. I will say you have 60 days of access to all the recordings from the very last class. So you really have 8 months of access for this 6-month of live program, if that makes sense. So who's excited about what you see so far? I have more to show you, but you can tell it's really beefed up. This is a very beefed up program from what it was. I'll come back to this, but I'm about to leave the slide. So let me mention it before I leave the slide deck here. If you look in the bottom, you can save 10% by doing a one-time payment. Either way that you choose to pay, this expires tomorrow at midnight. So if you're watching the recording, that would be, what is it, Wednesday the 30th at midnight Central Time, right, Rodrigo? The code will actually expire. You won't be able to use it anymore. Whether you do monthly or one-time payment, Fast 5 will give you an extra 5% off. Okay, so if you're doing a one-time payment, that gets you to 15% off. If you're doing monthly, it's 5% off each month. So a big savings either way, okay? Any questions on this screen here? And what I'm going to do in a minute is I'll show you the actual content. We have the outline for you. But any questions on the screen before I move on? I thank you, David.
This sounds amazing.
Yay!
This sounds phenomenal. Quick question on the timing. Is it going to be around the same time in the afternoon? Is it going to be afternoon versus morning?
Yeah, it'll be afternoon. And
Okay.
Rodrigo, maybe you can look up the time. I don't have the time off the top of my head.
I mean, as long as it's afternoon, because mornings we're really religious about lead gen time. So I don't
Yeah.
want any meetings in the morning time.
Yep. And that's part of why we do this, because this is a lead generation program and we want you lead generating in the morning.
Yeah.
And
You'd
then
be
it also,
surprised how many brokerages put morning meetings.
yes, yes. And then the goal here too is that it serves the different time zones. And I want to say this program is at 3:30 Eastern. Is that right, Rodrigo, on Wednesday for the live trainings? I think he's checking. And then on Tuesday, also in the afternoon, is the extra help call. So again, the actual trainings are recorded. The only thing not recorded is those extra help calls. And again, that's just because people might be bringing their challenges to the call. It's a little more personal, and I want people to feel free to just be open. And so for that reason, if you want the extra help, just be on the extra help call. Good. Any other questions or thoughts? Or yay? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
this class starts at well the time is 3:30 Eastern. Anna, you're correct. 2:30
Perfect.
Central.
Perfect. Yeah. So if you want to jot this down, the extra help calls are 3:30 Eastern on Tuesday. And it's not weekly. You'll see the calendar in just a minute. You'll have a calendar in your client portal, so you'll know when everything is. But they'll be 3:30. The extra help calls are 3:30 Eastern on on Tuesdays. Y'all, I gotta take a cough drop. One moment. Somebody say something for a minute. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a public service a public service announcement, okay? I'm just gonna take a break from the webinar. I tore my rib muscles helping out with hurricane relief efforts. And so it hurt to breathe. So I did not take deep breaths. Well, you know what happens when you don't take deep breaths that I now know? You get pneumonia. So if you ever hurt your muscles, just grin and bear it and take deep breaths. Trust me, it is worth it. So that is what I've learned this month is no matter what, take deep breaths. Take deep breaths. Okay, let's go ahead now. And what I want to do is show you on the landing page. And you don't need to go there right now, but what I'm at is megaleadconversion.com. And that'll bring you to this right here. But all you have to do is type in megaleadconversion.com. And this shows you the payment structure. Again, use Fast 5, but it has to be by Wednesday the 30th at midnight Central Time or it will expire. And that'll give you 5% off either way you do it, either way you choose to pay. It's a 6-month program. It launches November 13th, which is only 2 weeks away, which is crazy. And then once you decide how you want to pay, you'll click here, whichever option works for you. What I want to show you now, if you scroll down, right here, it says schedule and topics. And that's what I want to highlight with you. I'm not going to go over every single thing. Again, if you go to megaleadconversion.com, you can see this under schedule and topics. But right here's the meeting time. We'll meet on Zoom, much like we are right now. And then this tells you everything that we're going to talk through. So how to get them to pick up the phone. I used to have the program topics scheduled differently. And through client surveys, one moment. Let me take a drink. Okay. Through client surveys, we had feedback of it would help if it was ordered this way a little bit differently. It would make a little bit more sense. And so we've done that. So we start the first call with how to get them to pick up the phone. Like, how do you get people to pick up the phone when you're reaching out to people? We have our extra help call. What do you do if they try to hang up the phone on you? Like if they try to brush you off the phone, things like that. And you can go through and see each month when the extra help Zoom is, what the topics will be. And like even over Christmas, you're going to have access to a lot of different, like even when we're on break, you're going to have access to a lot of different leaders that are doing different trainings. And we really go through basically everything from hello all the way through setting up an appointment for a signed agency agreement. So how to build your value, how to uncover objections, how to set up appointments that actually show up. Oh, this is awful. How to have an environment for success. I mean, you can see this screen here. When the clients hesitate or don't follow through, that's a common thing, right? How to call old leads and not be awkward. And again, in addition to what you're seeing here, are also going to be on-demand videos every month uploaded, kind of depending on what's going on, right? What's going on in the market. So there's the calendar. Again, if you just go to megaleadconversion.com and scroll down, you will see the schedule and topics right there. Okay. Perfect. And I think that's pretty much it. I'll show you the client portal real quick. Now I'll show you the client portal from a class I'm teaching right now. It'll basically look similar to the last, if you've taken it before, it'll look similar to what you had before, except over here, you'll see additional on-demand content and things like that. You'll see the schedule. I am so sorry, guys.
I can share the client portal if you want, Anna, just real quick. Is that
Please.
okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, so hello everyone. So yeah, this is the client portal that you guys are going to get once you sign up for the program. All the recordings, workbooks, everything is going to be housed here. And as Anna mentioned,
Hey,
you essentially
Rodrigo,
get
we're
access.
seeing your texts. We're seeing your texts.
Oh,
There you go.
sorry about that.
That's okay.
Uh, yeah, no, what I was saying is this is where you will see all the recordings and workbooks, all the good stuff. And like we were saying, you get access to this client portal with the recordings. Um, it's going to be good for 60 days after the last session date. So yeah, this is a pretty neat feature that we have. You'll be able to see all the recordings, everything. You have the schedule, announcements. So yeah, I would definitely recommend taking advantage of using the client portal just to rewatch everything. And I don't know if I did I miss anything, Anna?
No, I think you pretty much covered it. The portal won't look too different from, well, if you took the program maybe over a year ago, the portal looks different, as you can see right now. But if you've been in a program in the last year, it'll look relatively similar. And that's kind of like your hub for everything. So that's where you find workbooks to download, what content is coming, the schedule, Zoom information. If we have an announcement for you, that'll be posted in there. So that portal is kind of like your home base for everything. I recommend saving it as a favorite, personally. Yeah. And you can see the program schedule there on the right and everything you need there. Thank you, Rodrigo. I think you gave me a break for a second there. I appreciate it. Okay. So let me show you real quick. To sign up, I'll show you both options, but what you'll do, if you want to do the monthly option, you do not have to be a Keller Williams associate. Just hit no. This is where you'll type fast 5. And that'll save you money every month. Now, if you want to do the pay upfront option, you're already saving 10%. Again, yes or no. You do not have to be Keller Williams to take the program. Again, you do fast 5. Oops. Fast 5 again. And it'll be a larger, it'll appear to be larger because you're paying all at once, but it's the same. 5% works out to be the same. And that'll get you to 15% off. I think that covers everything. Some of you are messaging me home remedies privately. Y'all are awesome. Thank you. Okay. That pretty much covers it. Who has a question, a comment? Go for it. Now's your opportunity. Now, don't be afraid to ask me questions just because I'm coughing.
Is the only session that you'll be doing the November class, or will you be doing something in 2025?
I don't know. I will say I don't know.
That's good.
I know that this is running. This is definitely running. I don't know if it'll run in 2025. My hope is that it will, but things are just ever changing. So I can't promise. I can't promise that that'll happen.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good. Any other questions? I guess I covered them all.
I have a question. So
Sure.
I understand about the trackers, but I was wondering, will there be any accountability to the fact that we're tracking numbers?
Yeah, that's a great question. So that's the thing with a group program. And that's part of why, like, this is a 6-month program that is about the same investment as a coach for a month, right? And that's partially because there isn't that one-on-one accountability. That's part of why there's a big price difference between one-on-one coaching and group coaching. There's a lot of value in the one-on-one because you have that weekly accountability. Now, what I'll say, I know from past groups, is you've got the chat box. A lot of my past programs, students have connected with other students and formed their own accountability groups. But I, as the coach, will not be tracking everyone. Are you tracking or not tracking? And that's part of why there's a big price difference with group coaching versus one-on-one coaching. I totally get it. I think because I also have done one-on-one coaching, and I have a one-on-one coach for accountability. And I think there's a time and place for both. And there's just not a way to do that practically in such a large group program. But I think if you want that, a lot of people want that. So I think you can ask for that in the chat box in class, and you will find people that are willing to jump into that with you.
And also depending on where your goals are, I know we use this tracker on our team. And so as the director of operations, I hold our team members accountable. We meet weekly, we go over those numbers. That tracker has been the cornerstone of how we grow and develop the team, because it's not about how we feel we're doing or how we think the market is. It's like, no, what are your numbers? What is your level of activity? What does your business look like in 3 to 6 months from now? And if you want it to increase, and this is where your dials and your contacts need to increase. And so being on a team also is another way for you to have that account. Well, you should be seeking that out if you choose to be on a team, because the accountability is one huge value proposition to helping you grow your business.
Yes, I agree. Are you using the tracker from class, Patricia? And it's okay if you're not.
No, I am. And that was my question was, when I sign up, can I get that tracker pretty quickly? Because it ended in October. And I'm like, okay, I was going to update it. I know how to use Excel. I know how to, but I have it. And it'd be great to have a new version of that so we can just keep it going. Because really, it's a cornerstone of our accountability, our conversations we have with our team every single week on
Yes.
how they're doing and how did this week go? How did this month go? Now, how are you doing this quarter versus last quarter? And let's see where your business is going based off of that. I
Yeah.
love the tracker.
I'll show y'all what she's talking about real quick because it is really cool. Give me 1 minute because I'm going to punch in. Well, I'll just show you what I'm doing. This is a tracker you'll get in the program. And honestly, probably because I'm not at my best today, I failed to tell you, you get trackers in the program. So we'll give you 3 different trackers in the program around your numbers, around appointment tracking. Basically, what this program is, in 2020, I sat down when everything was happening with COVID. Agents, if you were in real estate at the time, you know agents were looking for help. And so I sat down and I thought, what is everything that I wish I knew when I got into lead generation? What do I wish and specifically lead conversion, like how to talk to people? What do I wish I had known? And I made a list of everything I could think of. And then I gave it to other people that I considered top performers. And I was like, what am I missing? And that's how the program became 6 months. So we didn't sit down and say, let's write a 6-month program. It was, well, what are all the things that you really need to know to really dial in and be an expert lead converter? And those topics became a 6-month program, if that makes sense. So we teach you what to say, but we also teach you like how to track, how to know your numbers. We go over goal setting, financial goal setting, how to do the economic model. So I kind of think of it like whether you're an individual agent or you're an agent on a team or an inside sales agent, that's my background is inside sales. We all have a business within a larger business. I have a business within the brokerage. If I'm on a team, I have my own micro business on the team that I'm on, right? Because we don't all make the same money. I might be on a team of 10 people and all 10 of us are going to make different income, right? So we teach you all of that. So I'll show you the tracker real quick that she was talking about. And basically what you do every day is you come in and you just punch in what you did. So I put in my dials, my contacts, how many appointments I set, how many happened. And I do a whole training on this. We have an hour training just on this. And then here's what's cool is the tracker tells you based off your numbers that you put on this page, it tells you exactly what you need to do to hit your goal. So if I'm a single agent and I say, I want 2 closings a month, I'll put a 2 in there. I hit enter. And did you notice how the tracker adjusted based on my goal? Or if I want 5 closings, put a 5 in there and pay attention when I hit enter, how these things change. And now it tells me what I need to do each month. It tells me what I need to do each week. And it tells me if I'm working 20 days a month, what I need to do each day. And here's what's cool. As you use it over time, so let me just put in more numbers here. As you fill it out over time, and realize I just put in some spotty data, but this last tab will tell you if the whole thing was filled out. It would tell me month over month how my numbers are changing. So if we look at this line here, if it was all filled out, of course, it would all be perfect, but 75% set to held in October. If these were real numbers in January, I'm at 80%. That's good to know that I've improved, right? Over time. So this is a tracker you'll have access to exclusively within the program. Okay. So let me take those numbers back out. But yeah, Patricia, I'll make sure you get that. And it'll be available to everyone as part of the program. Patricia has taken the program in the past. Good. What other questions or comments do you guys have? Or what are you excited about? I'm excited about this.
I'm excited about this.
Yay. Awesome.
I'm actually going to take it personally because we've sent it for the team previously.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be taking it personally this go around.
That's awesome.
So
I'm excited to have you.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Patricia, we emailed alumni maybe a week ago with some info specific to alumni. If you didn't get it, just shoot me an email. It kind of depends who was on the contract because we only have whoever email was on the contract.
Yeah.
So just email me if you don't have
I'm going to email you. I didn't get it.
Okay.
I'll get my mic right now.
Good. Denise, I think you have a question or a comment?
I do. Yeah, thanks. Does it matter, like the source of those leads or contacts? Like if you get them in an open house or meet them in a network? No.
That's a really good question. No, because in this part of what I love about the program is it simplifies talking to people. So at the end of the day, wherever you found them, they're either a buyer or a seller. You know,
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter where they originated from. Now, the objections they have might vary. So when we do objection handling, there might be like objections that are common to this specific type of lead or whatnot. But where they come from doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, buyer or seller, they're all human, you know?
Okay.
So we teach a really simplified process that you can use to talk to everybody. So early in the program, you'll get a buyer sheet and a seller sheet that outlines the conversation that you can use with every buyer, no matter where you found them, and every seller, no matter where you found them. Because at the end of the day, they're all human. So if you have good psychology and good patterns of communication, it should work no matter where you found them.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And that's part of what I like about it. If you're new and we haven't met, just for background, I almost was kicked off my first sales team for low performance. Okay. That was back in 2006. And what I like about this program is it teaches language patterns. A language pattern is not a script. A language pattern is, here are 3 steps to overcome an objection. Use the science, put it in your own words. Okay. So it gives you freedom to be yourself. And for me, when I learned the patterns, I went from being one of the lowest performers on the team to one of the top performers on a team. And you know how sometimes in sales you have a high month and then a low month, and then a high month and then a low month. I went from low, low, low to always above goal. And so much so that a year later, the leadership team came to me and said, will you put together a training program and start training all of our incoming advisors? Because whatever you're doing is working. And I was not on the roller coaster. Like I was consistently exceeding my goal every single month. So I say that to tell you, should you sign up for this class, you're going to have an instructor who understands what it's like to be struggling in sales. And I'm very empathetic to that. And I've learned what works, and it's helped me be very successful in sales really from 2007 on. And I've been coaching, training, and using this myself. My first year in real estate, I sold 85 houses using the content that you're going to learn in the class. Susie, what's your question or comment?
Well, as far as scripts are concerned, I learned scripts, but then I get confused on like which ones to do, because like I've learned, say, Jeff Glover scripts, bold scripts.
Yeah, I hear that a lot actually, especially when people join a team or a brokerage. Like I just got a stack of things. That's part of what I like about this class is we try to simplify it, and that's where I was telling Denise, we have one thing. Doesn't matter the lead source. It's if they are a buyer, use this. And if they're a seller, use this. And what I would say, ultimately, it's use what works for you. Make sure it's proven. But I like to find somebody that I resonate with and just follow their system. There are a lot of systems out there around communication. And not everybody fits everybody's personality, right? Like some people love my systems and some people were just not a fit. You know, like my style is not what works for them. I feel like it works for a lot of people. It's very relational, and I think it's very client centric. It's really about asking a lot of questions, and you shouldn't be talking that much if you're doing it right, because it's all about the client. And so I want to just comfort you with that. Just make sure whatever you're following, it's coming from someone with proven success. I've done this long enough. And I don't know how to say this tactfully. So can I just not be tacky or can I be tacky for a minute? Can I be tacky? I've done this long enough where I've seen Facebook groups where someone will say, here's the dialogue I use. I highly recommend it. And maybe I've interacted with them enough to know they're actually in their first few months and they've had 0 sales, but they type a really good message. And so they're coming across like the expert. but that's not a proven thing that they're posting. It sounds good, but it's not proven. So I think no matter where you're getting your information, Bold is a great source. If they're giving it to you, it works. This class is a great source. If we're giving it to you, it's proven to work. Just make sure wherever you're getting it from, you know the track record behind it and that it is proven to work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We're over time. I'm okay with that. If you have more questions, remember the Fast 5 expires tomorrow at midnight. So if you know you want to do this, make sure you sign up before tomorrow at midnight Central Time, because that code will actually expire. Again, megaleadconversion.com. Yeah, Javier, I think you mean of this recording, and yes. It'll take Zoom a minute to process it, and then once we get it, we'll email it out to everybody who registered. Again, if you joined late, I'm sorry for all the coughing. I'm getting over pneumonia over here. But thankfully, this is the best I have felt in 2 weeks. So I'm happy with it, but I'm sorry I was coughing on you. Any other questions? Comments? You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. Who will I see in class? That's my question. Yay, awesome. Looks like quite a few of you. Tell your friends too, if you would. I only know so many people. So I still encounter people all the time at events. They're like, what? You teach a class? What's that about? So word of mouth is the best thing for the class. So if you know someone else that you think would benefit, especially if you're looking for accountability, get them to take the class with you. Awesome. It looks like quite a few of you I'll see. Yay. I'm excited. By then, I should be healed. I'm excited. Okay, guys. Well, I'm not seeing anything else come in. This is awesome. It looks like a bunch of you are signing up, which I'm really thrilled about. I feel really good about this program. It's my baby, my heart and soul. And it really is my favorite hour of the week. Patricia knows because she's taken it with me before. It is my highest energy time of the week. I just love the class. I love the people in there. I love getting to know you. Again, if you can't join live, we'll have the recordings for you. But if you can join live, I love to get to know the students. And then it's a lot of fun to run into you at different events or see you on social media. So if you're able to join live, that would be awesome. And if not, that is exactly why we record. I regularly have students message me and say, you probably don't know me because you never see me, but I'm in your class. I watch it on Friday mornings before I start my day. And that's fine. And you can just email me questions. All right. Well, it looks like we've taken care of everything. Again, megaleadconversion.com, Fast 5 by Wednesday night, the 30th at midnight. Okay. And then we'll get started on Wednesday, the 13th. Awesome. A lot of you are signing up. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your day. Take deep breaths, and I'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.